Bing. Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually done this, and it's the first time doing it on Twitch, so yeah. Hey, hey Sharp, hey Ricky. Hope you're both doing well. Yeah, no, this is gonna be very scuffed. I still not everything's the way I want it to be. I still don't have music right now, and I want to try and get VNyan to actually mirror my movements, so whenever I look at the corner of my screen, it looks the same way. Right now, it's just kind of yeah. Yeah, thank you. I had this sitting around for a while, and I thought, I could rig up my bird to be my avatar, but this is way easier because no expressions. But yeah, hope you're all having a good day. And I'm just doing this as a sort of test to see how well things go, and just dipping my toes back into streaming again. But yes, thank you, Sharp. I'm very happy with myself. I like the my favorite bit that I put on was these little ear flap things on the side. They could just float there. But yeah, no, I made this based on the stuff that I got at MomoCon this year. Like I put my own spin on it, of course, but it's all you can probably tell what came from where. But yeah, just I should have grabbed myself some water before I got started. Oh well, I can just BRB if I need it. But yeah, let's get started. I probably could actually. I could definitely add that in later. Just little 2D expressions over where the visor is. But yeah. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I decided to go a little extra to have a little analog filter thing over him as well, so he looks kind of staticky. He got little lines on him, tiny bit of chromatic aberration, but not a whole lot. It's really subtle, and it's not. I don't know. It's just there. Pride Pog, yes, Pride Pog indeed. But yeah, let's get started. So there's a guy on YouTube. His name or their name, I don't know who they are really, but their name is Dude Let Me Go. They've done a lot of really good fantasy themed animations recently, and just yesterday actually they released a new one called Hero Helpers. It's really fun. I would highly recommend watching it, and once I find the friggin' pictures, I'm gonna put them up as references for this model, but I'm gonna be making the little dude from the video. The little the aforementioned hero, who's apparently named Bluebird. So I'm just gonna grab my reference pictures that I took, which is taking way longer than I thought. Maybe I should have done this in advance, but here they are. So here he is. Here's the little guy. Here's the goober, Mr. Bluebird Hero Man. This will be the this will be the front view. So yeah, he I know somebody mentioned this in the comments of the video, but he's very much a pastiche of, say, uh, Mr. Hollow Knight, which is fitting considering Silksong just came out. A little bit of Sonic the Hedgehog with the quills here. A little bit of Zelda. I guess some Rayman in there too, because he has little floating hands. But other than that, he's just kind of a general, like, just a general, look at me, I'm superhero person. And yeah, this is who I'm going to be making. And I have way more pictures as well, kind of from all over the video. Here's him from a top-down perspective. I might be using this to just kind of angle the spikes he has. Kind of, I'm thinking of doing them in sort of a back, but then also slightly to the left angle, just to kind of get some of it. Because this is the sort of Sonic the Hedgehog quill thing where the quills just go like, oh, they're no matter where the camera's pointing, they're always pointing directly left or directly right, even if they're meant to go straight back. It's a whole thing. Also, let me know if you guys are good with hearing me, or if there's anything going on that I should know about. I'll try to keep an eye on chat for that. But yeah, I'm just gonna get all my reference pictures up. Here's one from the back where you can see his little tiny legs, little stubby feet, little goober feet. Put that over there. Another image. I grabbed a ton from all over the video, which I would highly recommend watching, by the way. It's not terribly long, but I am going to be pulling pictures from all over it, so there might be a little bit of spoiler stuff. I don't think it's really spoilers though. It's just pictures of the dude. He doesn't really change much. So here's him with his equipment. You kind of saw his sword before, but here you can see his sword here and his shield here. He gets an upgraded version near the end of the video, but I think I'm just gonna do the standard board here. Just keep it simple. And then, or at least I'll start that way. Maybe I'll squeeze it in afterwards if I feel feeling spicy. This one is more for the, well, actually no, I don't need that for the color palette. The pictures here work fine enough as is. But I'm just gonna add a couple more pictures here, just try and get as much of, yeah. Here's a frame where you can kind of see his sword is not like a full-on spike, but there is a bit of a tapering to it, so it's thinner on one side, like an actual sword would be. Also, he's got little angry eyes. But, yeah, I think... Oh, yeah. And here's one of his actual sword in a little inventory view. So this will be perfect for actually modeling it properly. It's even got the handle there. But I think that's about all I need. This isn't really a complicated design. It's just simple, it's cute, cartoony. A lot of solid colors here, so I don't need to worry about the texture too much, or at least not until later. But no, you're fine, Ricky. It's all good. I'm just setting up the scene. Just getting everything ready for the model. This is gonna be our dude, Mr. Bluebird. Mr. Bluebird hero person. Just gotta make sure to save this before we get started. And while we're at it too, just make a material folder. I think we're probably only going to need one material for all of this, because it's going to be such a simple model, but still. Doesn't hurt to have that there, just in case. Alright. And with that, I believe I can get started. So first things first, I'm doing this body here. I'm going for a sort of low poly PS1 aesthetic, which is probably fitting given how many classic games this guy references. You've got turn-based over here. I think there was a platformer section. There was a Zelda-esque section. There was a lot. You should go watch the video. It's really fun. So I'm gonna start with a circle here, but I'm gonna take this way down. Take the circle and gonna reduce the vertices down to 5. That way there's a bit of depth to it here, but not too much. Just enough so that the front looks different from the sides. And I'm going to take this, stretch it out to about there-ish, extrude this up, tuck this in to about there or so. Might actually move this over a smidge. This picture. There we go. Now if you look, it kind of gets tucked in tight like that, but then I extrude it again. It goes out some, makes a collar of sorts. Pull this down, and then pull this back up. And we have the top of this dude's cloak. Which, I kind of want to get a cloak like this in real life. I think that'd be cool. Just a nice alternative to just a standard coat or jacket. Just something I can drape over and look edgy in public. Because of reasons. And Am I going to tilt this? No, I'm not going to tilt it. Because it kind of looks the same from all angles, so I'm just going to keep it flat on top and bottom. And the hands are going to be... I'm also going to have... what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to have the statistics on, so you can see how many triangles are going in the model as a whole. I'm going to see if I can do... I might be able to pull off a 256 Fez thing with this guy, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Add some cubes for hands. Really simple, just kind of shrink these down. Pull this back a bit, and then just make this kind of flat. Little Rayman hands. And then I just mirror this. Generate, mirror. There we go. So I guess for those in the future that don't know, 256 Fez is a challenge that was made... I forget his name, but it's not hard to look up. And the objective is that... The objective is that you try to keep both the model and the texture... Well, for the model, you have to keep it under 256 triangles in total, so you can't have any more. And for the texture, you can only have one image as a texture, and it has to be 256 by 256 pixels wide and long, respectively. So that's what I'm kind of going for here. Just trying to do a little challenge. If I don't get it, I don't get it, but it wouldn't hurt to try at least. I'm gonna mark these as sharp so they have more of a thing going. I might, maybe not this inner one. I'm gonna clear that. There we go. And mark these as smooth as well. And now the legs. I don't think he ever actually bends his legs, or I don't think he has knees, so I think I'll just do a really simple triangle. Just a little thin Signalis stilt for his legs. So turn this to about here. Get this down, get the point in the center. Make it real nice and thin, like that. Bro has clearly skipped leg day, but he didn't need it. He does just fine without it. Just move this up here, and actually, he doesn't need this top one because it just disappears right under his cloak, so that's one less triangle to worry about. Mirror it. And those are the legs. Yeah, I think with this guy, the thing I'm going to be more worried about is the texturing as opposed to the modeling, because the modeling so far has been really simple. I'm going to try and get all the easy stuff out of the way first before focusing on the head, because that's going to be the challenging part. Next up is the sword. I should name all these. That way I know which one's which. I don't have to guess. This one is top down, back, side, sword side. Also make a new collection so that I can separate the actual model parts from the references. And name these two, because why not? Body, legs, hands. Hands, not whatever that was. Okay. Sword. Let's do the sword next. Let's hide everything else here. So this one, I'm thinking another cube. Move this over so that way it actually, the origin lines up with the handle, which is right about where I want it. Hands! Hands! I can't be too loud, but yeah. Hands, like the streamer Ricky showed us a while back. Turn this like so. Get that pseudo round feel by just having it go up and down like so. And it is a bit thin on the one side, not that thin probably, but like about I'm gonna say about here-ish. And then I take this, and it doesn't go to a tip right away. It goes to about here, and then it goes up further, and then goes to a tip like that. Kind of a broadsword type feel. And I'll probably come back here later and add more detail if I can get away with it, but for now I'll just leave it as is. Although I will say it does look like this looks like this comes down a bit. It's not perfectly flat, so there we go. And just to kind of give it that edge, literally, I'm gonna take these parts here and mark them as sharp. That way when I shade the smooth, you can still see the edges. And there we go, that's the sword. Oh, sword. Ugh. And this is just the sword itself. Put this there. And now the shield. The shield should be easy enough. It's just a round plank of wood. So I'm going to say it's about yay big, so I'm going to take a circle. I'm going to give it 8 vertices. That's around enough. Rotate it yonder. Try to get it to match somewhat, like it's the top's peering over, but it kind of goes halfway down. About... I'd say that's about right. Yeah, thanks, Mega. Yeah, it is deceptively simple. I think the biggest issue for me is going to be the hair. Like he's got those sonic quills where like 90% of the camera angles is always directly off the side or directly behind him. But yeah, I've got a plan. I've got a plan for that, but I'll get to that when I get to it. Which should be very soon, actually, but you know. So here, fill that spot in, and extrude about yay far. Mark these as sharp because they are the edges of a shield. There we go. Move that over. Oh, forgot to mark the legs as smooth too. I'll probably revisit these at some point if I have extra room for the 256 Fez stuff. Like, give this guy actual knees is the main thing. But other than that, we now come to this, the head. The head is no doubt going to be the hardest thing on this, but that's okay. I'm sure I can figure something out. Yeah, I've done Sonic style quills in the past. I just need to. Actually, these are even easier because these aren't even full like spiky. Well, they are spiky, but I mean curved. Like they don't have the curves that Sonic's quills do, so they just go straight out like this. So I could probably pull some vertices out and then just angle the entire head a certain way. But again, we'll see. First things first, get a cube, subdivide it once, get that round shape going. And then I'm going to come in here, select, there's a specific modifier option thing that I want to use. I don't know what to call it, but what it does, if I can find it, is it takes whatever is selected in the mesh, here we go, and transforms it to a sphere. Which doesn't sound like much because it was already kind of a sphere, but this just rounds it out even more. So I'd say, pulling back my front view, I'm going to say this is about yay big. About there-ish. And then just make it smooth. Alright, save incremental because I imagine I'm going to be coming back to this if I screw up. And then also... Alright, so... Big think now. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spikes to worry about. Make him think of... I mean, he probably is, given how... I mean, given what he does in the game, he's probably got... I don't know. Yeah, maybe for the After Dark stream, I'll add, like, something. Kicked up. Actually, Mega, his name, if you look at the video, and all the HUD elements that pop up, his name is Bluebird. I actually have one of them saved right here. I'll grab it. Just gotta go to add, object mode, add, reference, and I think this is during the Zelda 2/Mario section, but yeah, his name is Bluebird. It shows up fairly often. He's a burb. He's a bird boy. But yeah. Caked up boy, yeah. That's what it'll be by the time I'm done with him. I guess the easiest thing would be to just take this and well, I'll just work on this as if it's just straight out to the side at first, and then I'll probably go from there. So start with this bottom spike here. Then this goes up here. A little further out. This goes down here like so. This gets moved over here. Well, maybe, I don't know. But no, yeah, you're absolutely right, Mega. This design is it's really simple for 2D. And that's what this is obviously made for, but in 3D it's a lot harder. So I gotta use some extra brain juice here. But I think I'm getting something together. It's not final just yet, but I am getting somewhere somewhat quickly. Alright. So it looks good from the side, but what about look good from the front? Yeah, from the front, I should say. But what about the side? You're welcome, Mega. The easy thing would be to just take this whole thing and rotate it a certain way, but I still want to get the face. I want to try and get the face made in such a way that it'll work. I think I got it, actually. I think I just figured something out. Okay. Okay, maybe not. I was thinking of adding an extra plane in front of the head so that the face would always be up front, but you could turn the head any which way. And that would kind of solve that issue, but I'm worried a little bit that that the head might clip through the face part and kind of ruin the illusion. But looking at my triangle count, I've got some leg room. So I've got some quick math here. I've got 64 triangles to work with to make this happen. Maybe I could pull something off. That being said, I will do this. I will take this whole thing, normals, smooth vectors, all the way. Smooth. Smooth hair, smooth brain. Not a single wrinkle to be found. But, yeah, I actually might go ahead and drag this down. There we go. That way it kind of goes into the cloak. And not just have a weird gap there. Not too much, though. Actually, I'll take this, because I didn't touch this part at all. Duplicate that. Separate it. And then... this face. I will push it out ever so slightly. I'm actually going to run a little bit of a test. Okay, so if I mean, it could work, but you need to either show it from here, like here. It would basically have to be only at certain angles, because otherwise, if you look, the hair will just poke right through. But I think this could actually work. Yeah, this could absolutely work. But only from, like, certain angles. Speaking of certain angles, I should probably take all this and pull it back somewhat. Sharp. Pull it back a little bit, but not too much. Just enough to give the face some room, but also give the hair a little bit of depth, so it's not entirely poking out like that. I mean, I guess if I can pull this back somewhat. Because I don't need all this. Actually, this could just be the mouth. So, pull this in enough so that it's only the mouth showing up. I should probably turn on the X mirror so that it occurs on both sides. Save me some trouble. Actually, this should help. Where is Symmetrize? Snap to Symmetry, there it is. Never mind. Here's what I'll do. Take this, mirror it, because it's going to be the same on both sides. There we go, that'll do it. Now, this will be the mouth. I just pull this in, like so. Pull this corner in, like so. And pull this whole thing down to about there-ish, because what I'll do is I'll just have this mouth part be this whole dedicated spot, and then the eyes will just be separate on top. But, yeah. Big brain working to get this done. And I've got 56 triangles to spare. Making good progress. Any hoozles, reset the vectors here, because probably look nicer. And then, for the eyes, this should be simple enough. Just take a plane, rotate, up, over, like so. Give it enough room to encapsulate the entire eye. There we go, and then just move this up to about Up enough to where you can still see it, the whole thing. And also mirror it. There we go. Okay, I think. So I got the base model done, but I actually have some extra room, so let's see what else we can do. I could give him extra eyes, perhaps. Give him some angry eyes here, but I mean, I'll worry about this later. I'll worry about these first later. Right now, I'm just focusing on modeling. So his legs. I want to give him some knees just in case. So this just kind of nothing fancy, just cut right through. Right, cut through. I think this is actually the first time I've used the knife tool in the new version of Blender, so I might be a little lost. There we go. There we go. He's got some knees now. And 216. Still got plenty of room. I think about there-ish is good. And as for... what else? There was one other thing I wanted to try and touch up if I had the space, and I do. Get the sword ref back. Oh yeah, I wanted to do the little dings and sort of cuts, the cutouts in the sword. So save incremental. Yes, very big knife. Very big, much sharp. Oh, and to answer your question, Mega, I just saw the animation yesterday and really liked it. I was trying to think of what I would do for my first stream on Twitch, and I thought, hey, this looks cool, and I like the little dude. I'll just make him, and, you know, why not? And yeah, that's why I'm doing this now. Just working on my boy. Well, not mine. I didn't make it, but I think it's cute. So just make some cuts here. These aren't all going to be here the entire time. These are just here to kind of set up the little divot here. Like that. There we go. Now there's a little bit of a imperfection from the thing. I think he has one. I think it has one right here too. I'm gonna double check the 226. Still within range. We're good. Also, I don't think it's always blue. I think I think it's for the most part it's just this like tan color, almost the same as a shield, but just a little brighter. But yeah. I think yeah, I'll do this little side divot here too. So up here, same deal. Maybe. Maybe you know, I'm gonna be right back real quick. I'm gonna grab some water and maybe think of a solution to this whole divot problem. BR, And I'm back. So, knife. I know how to solve my knife problem. Maybe. If it'll work with me. Okay, there we go. So, I need to separate these enough so that there's a gap, but not too much, just enough so that I actually have the gap that I need. Down there, one up here. But I also don't want the gap going all the way through. So, I'm gonna go up here, make a cut there, go down here, make a cut here, merge these back together. And do the exact same thing on this side. And I'm going to try and create topology in such a way that I can still have that little crease, but do it with the least amount of vertices possible. Just gotta fill in this spot now, and it'll be done. A little bit of cleanup here, just in case. Oh, and also, make it a bit more obvious. Edge mark sharp. There we go. Now I've got the little crack there. I just need to clean up. I'll see what I can do. See if I can even clean it up at all, actually. Sometimes it just works as is. Hitting Control J does nothing. That normally gets rid of things like extra lines that don't need to be there, but it happens. Also should probably mark these as sharp too. Yeah, there we go. I was wondering why it looked off. Do the same down here too, since it goes into the handle. Yeah, there we go. That's a good looking sword. Or knife. Either one, honestly. There we go. That's done. Get rid of the sword reference. And now for the shield, which actually the shield's perfectly fine. What am I doing? But yeah, I do think we have the base model down. Even got the head somewhat right, because I can take this and angle it whichever way, as long as I don't... Like, at certain angles, it just kind of... Well... Okay, maybe not all angles. I should probably adjust that, actually. Like, I'm trying to get just enough to where I can actually get it to be compatible with most angles. Front. Yeah, that still works. So I've got So like I think every 45 degrees it should line up. Like that, so you can have it like this. You can have it straight back. You can have it just that way. Completely on the opposite side. Probably not facing forward like that, but just about anywhere you want within that range. Yeah. That came out surprisingly well. And now we go to the fun part, which is texturing. Actually, first off, mark this as sharp. There we go. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Mega. Yeah, that part was the part when I was kind of racking my head on the most, but turned out to be fairly simple. And what'll be less simple is probably going to be the texture. So now now I have to figure out how to get the colors right. First things first, though, UV map everything. UV map everything so that everything that needs to have the proper spots, the space that it needs, has it. And as per the rules of the 256 Fez challenge, 256, 256. Actually, that reminds me, we should. What is the full poly count of this guy? Oh, 242. It's actually a fair bit less than the actual limit. Awesome. I will take that. But, yeah. One material. Bluebird. And create new image. Bluebird 256 by 256. And to start with, I will make his color red. That same shade of red as the cloak, just to make it easier on me. Alright. Base color. I'll do the shading in a bit, but right now the important thing is getting everything lined up and giving it its own spot. The eyes... I don't know if I want to make the eyes... I don't know if I want to give him multiple eyes yet, so he can swap between. Not yet, at least. But first, the sword. Just project it from view, make it easy on myself. Separate the blade from the handle. There we go. Right now, I am just getting everything grouped up. The legs and the hands are just one. They're just one solid texture, so I can just kind of cheat a little bit and do it like this. It's not proper modeling form to do this, but honestly, if it works, and it really doesn't matter that much. That said, I wish these cubes would... Actually, you know what? I can just do this. Make it easier on me. There we go. Make it that. And this. Project from view. Just have everything there. Group these up, push them off to the side. I'll get them together later. This robe is solid red, so I can just do this. Move it over. Grab the thing. Honestly, uh, I think. Oh yeah, the quills. I can just. Those are solid color too, so I can just do this. Take this, move it over there. Easy. The shield is a little more complicated because it actually has two sides to it. There's this front one, which is all scratched up and has little textures on it because it's been in battle. Then there's the side here, which is just a solid color. I can just get away with doing this to it. And then there's the back as well, which is differently textured from the rest of it, so that has to be something. Alright. Now I'm going to take all these and try to get them all to fit on here. These are the eyes. These will go on last, the eyes. Legs and hands will go down in this corner here. Actually, I think the biggest thing to worry about is this mouth. Project from view. This is going to need space to get all the... This is going to need some space. I'll give it about... Maybe about that much. Just a good quarter of the... Well, I can give it a bit more, actually. It's fine. Right about there is good. And as for the eyes... Yeah, the face parts are definitely going to have the most space dedicated to them, because they're the actual most detailed parts. But that's okay. So maybe if I wanted to have multiple eyes, sure. Let's just focus on the one. These are the shield parts. I'm gonna have these go here. Actually, I should probably deal with the parts that have the most texture first, and then just kind of go from there. So the shield, probably gonna go somewhere here. The sword. Sword's not as important because the blade's solid color, and the only thing I have to worry about there is the handle. But still wouldn't hurt to just kind of give it some space. Here. Take the handle. And just move it up here. There we go. The cloak is one solid part. Mirror it. Shove it in here. Actually, the cloak is a solid color, so I can just put it... I can get away with shrinking it and just putting it in the corner here. Save up space where I can, and just... give all the detail parts the room that they need to look very good, very nice. So what's everybody up to, if you're still around? What you up to while I'm working on this beautiful creation? I might actually have more room for multiple eyes, but we'll see. I should only need three, because he only has three expressions. Regular, angry, and shocked. There we go. I should make a new collection within the collection. Eyes. Angry eyes, regular eyes, hurt eyes. Put them all in there. Save. Save for progress. New increment. So I have a extra thing to go to. But, yeah, so far so good still. I will say I'm having a lot easier time. I actually am having a lot easier time streaming on Twitch than YouTube. Normally something would have gone wrong by now. But not this time. This time it worked out. Yeah, no, I got room. I got plenty of room. I just gotta move where the sword is. Or not, actually. I could just do this. Rotate the blade. Shrink it. Move it up here. Because it's all one solid color. The actual mesh does most of the texture work for the cut and whatnot. Unless I'm missing something. No, I think the dark side is just mostly lighting, which I can handle with a shader in a bit. And hey, now I have more room for this shield here. Take this, move it there. Move the other one up here. I might need to still shrink it a little bit, but that's okay. There we go. Shrink it that much. It works fine. There we go. Take this. Give it a little extra room. A little bit of breathing space. And I believe... yeah, that's everything. I actually managed to make it fit really well. Yay me! Actually, could I make the eyes a little bit big? No, I couldn't. Nope, this is as big as they're gonna get. Alright, cool. Shrink this down a smidge to give it more room. Yeah, no, I've been actually feeling pretty good about this. Been just been chipping away at this thing, and it's coming out really well, really fast. And I didn't think of it. I didn't think it would come out this good this quickly. But I'm not complaining. That being said, I think it is time for the texture work. Just gotta make sure everything's applied to the textures properly, and I am good to go. So, texture, texture. Everything's gonna be showing up red at first. That's okay. That's how it's supposed to look right now, but I'll fix it. Shield and sword. There we go. Now I start coloring it in. And honestly, a really easy way to do it is to just take the eyedropper here, grab the paint bucket, select an item, and just sploosh. A lot of these are solid colors anyway, so it honestly works fine. Grab these here, splish, and sploosh. Shield here. This is a little more interesting, but I'll start with just filling it in normally. Not like that. Gotta select the shield first. Then paint it like that. But as for this area, which is a little bit darker, I'm gonna actually go grab the color from here and go in and paint that section in particular. So now it has that rim. I don't know if you can see it from here, but it's there. Just trust me, it's there. Also, to kind of give it a bit of a pixely look, move this to closest, so that way it doesn't try to blur, doesn't try to give everything a slight blur to it. Everything will be pixel perfect, which is what I want. Alright, now the sword is up next. I'm gonna grab this color. And like that. I will have to go in and clean this up a little bit, because sometimes the color will bleed through. But that's just that's not a huge fix. That's not a huge issue. I can just fix that real quick when I'm done. And as for these areas that'll become transparent, I'm actually gonna make these sort of a pink color. Now I can tell what is meant to be what. And yeah, I'll have to go back and clean this up a bit, but it's a start. It is in fact a start. Well, yeah, I would have music playing, Mega, but the music player isn't working the way I want it to, so I'm just not having it. Bleh. But yeah, it is an easy way to texture as well. Just fill everything with a paint bucket. The only issue again is just the overlapping, because sometimes it'll just wrap around the corners and act all weird. But I can fix that. Up here and across here. And the rim of the shield here, fix that. Honestly, fix this entire bottom row here. Because the color just bled through like so. There we go. And save. Also, some of it got on the cloak as well, so fix that as well. Wah. There we go. How's the shield looking? Good? Good. Okay. So now we have a very, very basic start to our thing. I would share this next part, but I can't because the screen share for this is not working, so I'm going to just cut out the pink parts in Krita, make them transparent. Yeah, I hope so too, Mega. Thanks. It shouldn't. It's hopefully it shouldn't take much. I just need to figure out how to do it in the latest version of VLC. And there we go. Those parts are now invisible, which is good for me because I need them to be. Actually, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and handle the shader now because it does look kind of weird as is. So let me grab my reference real quick just so I remember how to put this together. I know most of it. I just want a refresher. It's been a little bit. Here it is. So, okay, yeah. I know what to do. Diffuse up here. Then add shader to RGB. Add a color ramp. This is a shader method that a friend showed me a little while ago. And it works out well enough. It does what I needed to do. Multiply. Plug this in here. And I'm going to put an add shader down here. Plug this in, and now for the other one, go here, invert color. Transparent BSDF. Plug this in the other shader one. And there we go. Anything that's transparent should not show up, and it doesn't. Good. Good. Now I'm going to adjust the lighting on this thing. Because I want it to kind of be like the animation where it's all kind of hard lines. Actually, I think I could do with adding a bit more saturation. Because it looks a bit pale so far. Oh, need to get rid of the fill threshold. There we go. Do the same for the hair as well. Give it a bit more saturation. Make it pop a little bit more. There we go. That looks... it's a little duller. Hmm. I think that'll do. And just fill in that space there. Thank you. Yeah, this thing works out well enough for the toon shading I like. Drinky. Yeah. Alright. And now for the actual texturing. Not like that. No fill, don't need the fill tool's not gonna work this time. Not in its entirety, at least. First, gotta draw the mouth. Which means... yeah, that looks about right. I'm gonna line it up here, and then... actually, I can just do this. Do. Yeah, so that only the mouth shows up on screen. Oh, do you need to press that? And now I paint. And it should show up. Maybe. Hopefully it does. Okay. Not sure why it's not drawing on. Could be a vertex thing, we'll see. Oh yeah, no, for some reason it's backwards, so I can't just have it show up like that. Okay, that's fine. I know how to fix it. Recalculate. Where is it? Where is it? There's a button I can use. Shading, normals, recalculate inside. So now if I paint on it, there we go. Shows up properly this time. Just go up here. Just straight line up. About there. Actually, I'll just do that straight line up. And then up there. And then just fill in the rest. There we go. There is the mouth. And now for the first set of eyes, at least. These aren't, like, perfectly round either. These are kind of ovular. That's a word, right? Ovular? I don't know. Can adjust these slightly. I can just make new ones of these later, it's fine. Grab the exact shade of white, because accuracy. And now I just very carefully draw on the eyes. I'm going to go to space, stabilize the stroke so that's easier. And just very, very carefully. Actually, I could do with increasing the brush radius a bit. And I just fill in the eyes like so. And do the same thing with the purple. Once again, I hope everyone who's watching this still is having a good time. I actually am, at least. It's good to kind of show off my work again like this. It's been too long. Okay. So, there's the eyes. So now, I'm gonna make sure these are saved. So now the only things that are left are the shield, the sword, the other eyes, I suppose, if I want to do those. Yeah, I want to do those. And then actually rigging the model and giving it some movement. First, let's do the sword. Where is that reference I had earlier? It's buried. Okay. Pull this forward some. I'm actually going to take a little bit of a creative liberty here and just use the shield colors for the handle. It's close enough, I think, and, you know, it looks slightly altered in the image, so it should be fine. Grab this and this. Actually, before I continue, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go check on something. Wah! I'm back. Again. So, Sword. We are Sword next. We are doing this Sword. I'm going to texture paint this. Make sure anti-aliasing is off. Yes, it is. And then I just go here. Right? Just... Okay. It will let me do it. I'm still on the right one. I'm going back to line. I'm just going to turn normal fall off so that I can get all the way around. Like so. Just gotta get all these lines in the grip. And just to make sure that all the things are filled in, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this off to the side here. And use the fill bucket to just fill in these gaps here. There we go. That's the sword done. And now the only thing left to texture is the shield. Although, I will... Should probably clear these out, actually. Erase hard, there it is. There we go. Just clean that up a bit. The shield is probably going to be the hardest bit because that one has some actual detailing on it. It's not much though. It's just these sort of grain lines here, 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 and here. Not a huge deal, honestly. In fact, I'll probably reuse the blade color for it. Gotta double check which one is the correct one. Is Discord dead for me on PC? Sorry, I just saw this. I don't... Doesn't seem like it to me. I'm not really using Discord that much, but it seems fine to me. I'm able to look at it, scroll around, and... I don't know. I'll check on it after I'm done here. But yeah. Just doing some stress lines here and there. I say stress lines, but it's more like just wood grain shenanigans. Sort of taper this end here. There we go, that looks about right. Wasn't nearly as hard as I thought either. Yay. So, got the grain lines in the shield there. I think that's about everything. Oh wait, no, I remember now. There was actually some kind of texture on the inside as well. Need to grab the reference image for that. It's only a small amount, but it's kind of there-ish. Yeah, so... Could be a stylistic thing, but I noticed there's a little bit of a rim on the outside of the color, but then it's just dark on the inside. I can do a little bit of both. Just want to see how this looks around the front. It's not accurate, but... Yeah, because I notice on the back side in the sort of first-person dungeon crawler section of the video, there is this sort of internal rim on the inside. Maybe a tiny bit of it on the outside too. Not as much, but just enough to give it a little bit of consistency. There we go. That'll do it. It's Ark, the fighting game buddy. I am working on a thing. I'm very proud of it. How are you doing, Ark? How are you this fine evening? I'm making a dude based on the animation I saw that came out yesterday. So I am jumping pretty quick on this. Yes, he is an adorable little creature. Look at him. Look at him and his little creature eyes. Look at them. He's just a little guy. He's a little guy that wants to go on adventures through your social media. I do need to correct the hair a bit here. Because there was some of the shield color poking into it, but it's gone now. I fixed it. And good thing too, because honestly, I think the last step in all of this is the rigging. Once I get this guy, once I give this guy skeleton bones, I can actually have him move around and he'll be done completely. I don't even need these reference pictures anymore. Yeah, people were talking about it earlier that Discord exploded, but I didn't see it. I mean I'm in the live chat, but I'm not actually using it for anything. Nobody's here with me, so I guess I just completely missed it. Oops. And yeah, I absolutely will tag dude. I will tag dude. Let me go in it if they have a blue sky, because I'm sure they would be very happy to see this. But that's for later. For now, it is spooky Bone Man time. So first, move these up so that I'm gonna move these in their proper spot first, so that I can get them ready for the actual rigging. There we go. Everything's right where they should be. Just about. Jesus Christ. That bad, huh? It exploded that badly, apparently. Ooh. That's ooh. I need to double check when this is over. I need to see what happened. And oh, I noticed it's poking in again. I'm gonna move this whole thing down. Just gonna take all this. There we go. I'm also gonna double check, make sure everything's erased over here. Because I'm noticing some weird, like, artifacting or something here. Not sure what's up with that. Need to get rid of it. There we go. Okay, so skeleton should not be that hard. I know. This issue has worsened and is causing widespread availability issues. We are working as quickly as possible to restore traffic. So it exploded. Oh no. That is. Ooh. Yeah, no, me too, Ricky. I'm glad. I'm glad. Okay, good. I figured as much because when I looked at Discord, everything was fine again. So yeah, maybe it happened earlier. I just missed it because I was working on the creature. But yes, we are so back. Both Discord and Daft Punk apparently. uh, I like this avatar that I picked out. It's good. I had a lot of fun with it. All right, so anyways, skeleton time. This will be the main bone. I will move this up here. I'll uh I'll keep it simple. I don't think I might. I'll give him a little bit of a spine. So do. I think I'll move this up a bit. No, actually that's fine. So yeah. So root, spine, head, and one more on top. That is for the hair. Cause cause the thing with this creature arc is that it has sort of like classic Sonic the Hedgehog syndrome, where you can look at it from multiple angles in the actual animation, and it'll always be poking out like this. So I came up with a little system to make it to where you can change the hairstyle at certain angles. You'll probably be able to see it better when I actually rig this up. Also, do I want to rig up the eyes? They don't really move around. Sure, why not? There's no limit on bones for 256 Fez. This there. Call it eye. And I'll just go ahead and do this one now, because I put it the opposite. There we go. He stares at you menacingly. Alright. Now on to the arms. Keep these simple. I'll structure them like regular arms. So subdivide. And I'll just give him an invisible elbow way back here if I want to do something like IK, like an IK thing. I could just have that there. Delete that. And now for the legs. Take this, flip it around. Never mind. Doesn't like when I do that. Kinda, yeah, it does that. And god, oh no. Oh, I cannot wait to join back into a call and then just have everything explode on me. Experience the pain for myself. But yes, Ark, it is very much the Mickey Mouse syndrome of the ears will follow the camera. And I did a little bit of a thonk on how to recreate that in 3D, but I think I have a solution. So, first things first, though, I'm gonna name all the bones. So, uh, thigh. Yeah, there we go. Upper arm. Lower arm. And hand. Actually, one more as well, because prop. Gotta have a sword, gotta have a bone for the sword as well. There we go. Attach that to the hand. And there we go. Now, I just take all the bones on this one side here, auto name, left to right, and symmetrize. So now they are up here. Now they are over there. I mean, bleh. You know what I mean. So now, save incremental. Actually, make sure this is connected as well. There we go. Yee. Now I gotta get everything attached, which should be super easy, because this thing is very low poly. Alright, first things first, torso. With empty groups. White paint. Just kind of get this to a reasonable size, and too big. And nothing too fancy, just get everything attached to something, and there's no need to necessarily have a bunch of super fancy bendy joints or anything like that. Bendy boy joints. There we go. Saved it. But, yeah. Actually, I don't even think I need a... Yeah. There we go. I just realized I'm attaching to the wrong bone. Whoops. I should also probably have these in front, so I can actually see what I'm doing. That would be a fantastic idea. In front. There we go. There's that one. This one's next. Attach that to the spine. And attach this one to the head. There we go. Really basic. Really simple. It's about all I really need for something like this. Next up, I will do... Actually, before I do anything else, set the origin of all these to the 3D cursor. All transforms, so now they're all going to be lined up. Next up are the hands. This is where it gets really easy now. Just take this, white paint, hand, paint that whole thing red. There we go. And it'll automatically go over here as well. Sword, same deal. Empty groups. Paint the whole thing red. Just means that's entirely attached to the bone and not shared between two other ones, or... Yeah, it's not shared between other bones, that's what it means. Empty groups. White paint. The shield attaches to the other prop bone. I added the prop bones because if I ever want to do my own little animation with this, I could just have the parts move separately from the hands, in case I want to have them do a little twirl or something. This might be the only part where the bones are actually shared, but it's not a big deal. With empty groups. White paint, this one, attach this one, attach this one. Set the strength to 0.5, so now the knee will bend. Good, that's good enough. I'll take that. Anything else that's left? Oh, right. Should probably attach the leg bones to the rest of the body. Very important for locomotion. Alright, so it's all that's left is the head. Easy, easy stuff once again. With empty groups. Weight paint. The head bone. This is actually technically this is the mouth, but for our sakes, for our purposes, it's the head. It'll work out, trust me. So that's that. This same deal with empty groups. Now attached to the hair, and I just paint over this entire thing. All of it is red. Okay. So I guess to kind of try and show you what I mean with the whole Mickey Mouse thing, here's the system I came up with for this. So here's the hair. This is the head. The head moves the whole thing as one big piece. That's fine. But now there's also this, which means I can rotate this horizontally to where... It's a bit hard to see with these eye bones. Let's see if I can hide them. I don't know if you can hide individual bones, but yeah, that's no big deal. But yeah, basically you can rotate it every 45 degrees or so. And it will line up with the geometry in such a way that it won't clip through. And it will look completely normal. So yeah. I am smart. I figured out the system. So now I do the eyes. Empty groups. Huh. Weird. Doesn't seem to want to... Hang on. Weight paint. There we go. Problem solved. And with that, everything should be attached. Yay! He can move around. Actually, you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll create one more bone. Just add a bone at the origin. Actually, no. Never mind. Don't need it. It's fine. But, yeah. Blue Bird, the little hero social media dude, is just about done. Sure, there's some extra stuff I could probably add if I wanted to do more stuff with it, but as a baseline, this works out really well. I'd probably be happy to just go, here it is, and put it in my... Actually, you know, one more thing. One more thing. One little adjustment I want to make now that I think about it. Because right now, the cloak moves with the head, and I kind of realized I don't want it to do that, so I'm gonna just overwrite that real quick. Just get that all out of here. Also, the eyes are not attached. I should probably fix that too. There we go. Keep offset with the head. And... there we go! I think I can call that done! Everything moves the way it should. Oh, here's the thing I love to do with these models. Just go here, individual origins. Scrunch. Just absolutely demolish them. Like that. But, there we go. Bird Boy, or Bluebird. Yeah. Bluebird from the Hero Helpers Dude Let Me Go animation thing that was released yesterday. Pretty good stuff. He is, yes. He's just about done. But yeah, no, I had a good time making this guy. It's been a while since I've done something kind of cutesy like this, and it's a nice return to form, I think. Worked out really well. But yeah, is there anything else I want to do before calling it? Uh, no, I think he's fine actually. Never mind. If there's more stuff I want to do with him, I'll do it off stream. It's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, nice little test stream I did. Just make sure everything works, and it seems like it has, or at least everything I've gotten to work so far. I still need to do stuff like set up a music player and other stuff, but for now, I think this is a pretty good baseline to work off of. So yeah, thank you to everyone who joined me, who decided to stop by even for a little bit, and yeah, I I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.